Prospect Avenue. Get info you require. Oh, we're gonna skate down to Prospect Avenue, your hockey news supplier.
All right, everyone. Welcome back for another episode of the world famous Prospect Avenue podcast, your definitive source for everything Buffalo Sabres prospects. I'm your host, Kris Baker, here in the bunker in lovely Hamburg, New York. Now, we put out a pretty lengthy episode of Prospect Avenue just yesterday. I want to say we riffed for over 30 minutes, covered a lot of ground on a bunch of Sabres prospects. And if you missed that episode, by the way, you can find it on Apple or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find it right here on the Sabres Prospects YouTube channel. So when you're done watching this quick hit video today, and you hit the like button, of course, on your way out, go over there and catch up on that last episode. Like I said, covered a lot of ground, and make sure you hit the like button on that one as well. So I think I already alluded to the fact that this is going to be a much quicker episode today. I might even call it like Prospect Avenue Plus. I'm not sure yet. A little bit of a different format today. Going to be in and out, just with some new updates and some follow-ups on a couple of things that we talked about yesterday here on Prospect Avenue. And we're going to begin with Green Bay Gamblers rookie forward Vasily Zelenov, just to follow up on what we talked about with him yesterday, because Zelenov, he got his hands greasy in front of the Fargo net last night, scoring his fourth power play goal in as many games as Green Bay fell to the Force by a 3-2 score. So after having one goal, an empty netter, in his first 10 USHL games through October, Zelenov now has 4 goals in 5 games in the month of November. And he's tied with Michigan Tech junior Steven Sardarian, who we let off yesterday's edition of Prospect Avenue with for the longest active goal scoring streak right now among Sabres prospects at 4 games, equaling the feat that Tyson Kozak had earlier this season down in Rochester. Zelenov, he'll go for 5 games in a row with a goal tonight when the Gamblers close out their road set in Fargo. We're going to continue on in Prospect Avenue Plus with another update on Topias Leinonen. We talked about him yesterday. We're going to follow up today because while we were recording, Leinonen was out making 20 saves in his first action coming out of the recent international break, including this big one early in the second period to keep it a 1-1 game as Mora got past Altoona 3-2 in overtime. So that win improved Leinonen to 5-4-0 on the year. It lowered his goals against average at 2.36, and it maintained his .904 save percentage. So Mora, they're currently sitting in 7th place in Hockey Allsvenskan. They get back in action on Sunday when they host 4th place Djurgården. And I'm thinking Leinonen's going to keep that net coming off of the win. Also yesterday on Prospect Avenue, we gave a little love to Ethan Miedema, who up in Kingston, he's been having a good season here thus far, and he continued to deliver last night with a pair of assists as the Frontenacs absolutely shellacked Owen Sound 7-1. So now Miedema has points in 9 of his last 10 games. He has 4 goals and 12 assists in that span, and he's now on an 81-point pace for the season. We're going to shift gears now. I want to give a quick update on some of the Sabres right-handed defensive prospects that they have playing in the NCAA ranks, because some of those guys gobbled up some pretty big minutes last night with their respective clubs. And we're going to start with 2024 second rounder Adam Kleber. He moved up to Minnesota Duluth's top even strength pair last night, eclipsing 19 minutes time on ice for just the 3rd time this season. And he logged a season best +3 rating as the Bulldogs blanked Miami 5-0. So Kleber, he's still looking for his first collegiate point, but I think regardless of that, he's firmly in the mix for one of those 4, 5, 6 defensive spots on Team USA's World Junior roster later this winter. Kleber and the Bulldogs, they're going to go for the road sweep tonight in Oxford. In Hockey East, Gavin McCarthy, who like Kleber, remains in the hunt for a spot on Team USA's World Junior blue line. He received 20 minutes and 25 seconds of work as number 11 Boston University lost to number 7 Maine last night by a 5-2 score. McCarthy remains on the Terriers' top defensive pair. He's been playing all season with Washington Capitals prospect Cole Hudson, who's probably going to be a PP catalyst this year for Team USA at the World Juniors. And those Terriers will aim to get the road split tonight against Maine at 7 p.m. You can find that game on ESPN+. Michigan State defenseman Maxim Strbak, he logged what was actually a season low 1951 time on ice last night as the number 4 Spartans stomped Notre Dame by an 8-3 score. Strbak's partner, not a righty, by the way, he's a lefty. That's Patrick Geary, fellow Sabres prospect. He logged 15:32 of work last night in the Spartans' victory. And lastly, just a quick update over in Europe on Viljami Marjala. He saw his 2-game point streak snapped earlier today as TPS Turku dropped a 5-2 decision to Vasa. You're probably saying, well, not a big deal. He had a 2-point streak. It got snapped. Nothing to it, right? Well, I just want to point out that Marjala started the season really hot. He had 3 goals and 7 assists in his first 8 games of the season. You got to remember, he missed the first chunk of games while he was recovering from a wrist injury. But he came back, had the hot start. He had a point in 6 of those first 8 games. And then the well has gone a little dry here in his last 8 games. He has just 3 assists in that span, points in just 3 of those 8 games. So we know that there's a Prospect Avenue bump. And I don't necessarily want to call this a Prospect Avenue slump because Marjala is still on pace to eclipse the 40 points that he posted last year with TPS Turku. But it's a big season for Marjala, and he's definitely cooled a little bit. You got to remember, the Sabres have, this is the last year that they have his signing rights, and Marjala, I know, has designs on getting an NHL contract or at least having a North American future. So just wanted to call that out. Started hot, kind of cooled a little bit, plenty of time to get it together, and we'll see where the rest of the season takes him. That's it for this episode of Prospect Avenue. Maybe we'll call it Prospect Avenue Plus. Again, I'm not really sure. I kind of like this quick hit in and out. Hopefully you do too. If you agree, leave a comment here in the comment section on YouTube, or as always, you can send me a tweet, whatever the case. You can find me all over social media at Sabres Prospects, and definitely like this video and subscribe to the Sabres Prospects YouTube channel if you haven't already. As always, I thank you for stopping by Prospect Avenue, and we'll see you again next time.